Hi, welcome to another video. This is Mr. Chow from EnglishTuition.org. Now in today's video, we will be talking about the PSLE English Oral again, right, for the year 2023. And I believe some students and even some parents are getting a little bit nervous because the English Oral examination is just around the corner. So hopefully, you'll find some of these tips to be useful and actionable, and hopefully that will calm you down a little bit, and then you can perform well for your PSLE English Oral exam. And let's get started. First of all, let's do a quick recap on the PSLE English Oral. What is it about? Well, it's going to take place on the 15th and 16th of August according to the Singapore Examination Board. So that's just about roughly 1.5 months, okay, from the making of this video. So it's happening quite soon. And it's the same syllabus as previous years. And I know O levels, there are some changes to the syllabus for the oral, but I'll do a separate video on that. But for the PSLE, those who are taking the PSLE, you don't have to worry because it's exactly the same syllabus. Okay, the format and everything, scoring is the same. It's a 30 marks exercise, and students will get 10 marks for reading, and they will also get 20 marks for the stimulus-based conversation. And I believe most students do not have an issue with reading. Although, from my experience, I think many students can use certain techniques to improve their reading. Okay, but I also know that most students are actually concerned about the stimulus-based conversation because that is a component which you can't really cram for, right? Which you can't really study, and you have to rely on your own wits in order to score for this segment. Well, we'll talk more about that later. For the stimulus-based conversation, there will be a total of 3 main prompts. All the main prompts are compulsory, meaning students are expected to, they will be given mandatory 3 questions, right? But if they get some secondary prompts, that's because the students needed some support and assistance. But they will be getting at least 3. And the exam times is actually quite short. They will be given 5 minutes of preparation time, and the actual examination time is only 5 minutes. So you can imagine that this will be over in a flash, right? In fact, the exercise only takes place for the entire P6 cohort, right, over 2 days, right? And they would have completed the exercise. So don't have to worry. Understandable that some students are feeling quite nervous because they haven't been practicing, right? And they feel a bit lost as to what to do when it comes to the actual oral examination. So for those students who've been playing all year round, haven't been using English, haven't been focusing on their studies, well, when the exam is approaching, of course, they worry, okay? So hopefully you hit some of these tips and you find some of these tips useful, and then that will put you more at ease. So here are some calming tips. Okay, first of all, meditate 10 minutes a day. Okay, I'm just kidding, right? What you want to do is to practice pronouncing English words with immediate effect. In fact, you start right now if you haven't been using English at all, right? And a lot of students, they are afraid of the oral because they haven't been using the language consistently to communicate with their friends, with their family. So this is more of an exercise to use more of the English words so that your muscles got memory, right? To improve on your muscle memory, and the more you use the language, the more comfortable you will be with the English oral. All right, and that goes not just for English but also for other languages as well, right? You have Malay, you have your Chinese and whatnot, right? So practice using it, okay? Right now, don't wait for tomorrow, okay? Because the oral is just around the corner. And don't reinforce bad habits, right? And whenever I talk to students, some of them, they either keep quiet and it take a very long time to just come up with a very short response, or they just do this, they just shrug their shoulders, right? And in fact, I don't allow students to shrug their shoulders. In fact, I just stop the teaching if they don't respond to me, or they just keep doing this, right? Because over time, you are training your brain to stop thinking, right? But because you don't need to think, you just need to give a one answer, good law, okay law, you know, and then or you just shrug your shoulders, right? So you don't have to think. So that's you know, those are very bad habits that you don't want to reinforce, right? Because very likely during the oral, you may be very tempted to do the same thing. If you keep quiet during the oral exam, or you know, you can't even do this, right? You keep doing this, guess what will happen to you? You are going to fail the exam. You are going to do badly for the exam. Okay, so don't reinforce these bad habits. Just don't do it at all. All right. Instead, what students should do is to try to reinforce the good habits. All right. So what I mean by that is that whenever students are asked a question, right, they should give at least a 2 to 3 sentence response every single time, right? So, how is your day, right? And you go, well, my day is going quite well, right? I think in general, I'm enjoying my lessons in school. So it could have been better. How about you, right? So at least you give a proper response instead of just going, good law, okay law, I don't know, right? These are all the not so good response, right? So reinforce the good habits, and during the oral itself, you will find it easier to perform, right? To show that you have actually the ability to communicate well in English. At the end of the day, that is what you have to demonstrate to the examiner. Okay. So, well, just ignore the first tip, which is to meditate 10 minutes a day. Next one, give at least 1 point and start elaborating. Now, you note that again, the exam is very short, 5 minutes, and you're expected to answer 3 questions. So the examiner is not looking for a short composition, right, or very lengthy response. So all students must aim to do is to at least give 1 point, right, and then just elaborate on the point, and that is the very bare minimum. So, but if time permits, try giving more than 1 point and then start elaborating again. All right. So actually the goal is try not to have the examiner jump in and ask you secondary prompts again and again and again. That's a sign that the student is not talking enough. All right. And it's an oral exam. If students are not talking enough, they tend not to do so well. Okay. So now this is very important, the next point. Now, learn to think on your feet and don't allow your mind to get stuck. Well, let me explain a little bit more. So when I teach, sometimes it's not because students have a lack of knowledge. And usually when I press them, they are able to deliver a rather reasonable response. Okay. The problem is, okay, the mind is not moving. Okay, and for some reason, maybe they are nervous, maybe they don't have the confidence, for whatever reason, right? Their mind are not moving, and you don't want your mind to get stuck at the wrong places, right? For example, if your mind is blank, then and it's stuck there, right? There will be a very long period of silence, and that's no good. And it's also not very good if you come up with an idea and say, yes, I like to eat chicken rice, and then your mind gets stuck on chicken rice. Okay, and it doesn't move on, right? So you just sit there and keep thinking about chicken rice. What else can I say about chicken rice? And you're still, it's stuck there at chicken rice land. Okay, so this has something to do with mental agility, right? And in fact, when I teach my students, sometimes I do conduct a few exercises to kind of loosen up their mind a little bit, to get their mind to become a little bit more agile in order for them to respond better to the changes in not just the oral examination, but also for the written paper, right? Well, you do have to adapt to the changes, right? Because you don't know what questions will be thrown at you. Okay, but if you can think on your feet and you have a nimble and agile mind, you can respond to any question, right, that is being given by an examiner. All right, so going into the oral examination with that in mind, that will give you more confidence and in effect help you to be calmer and then do even better for the PSLE English oral examination. Okay, so with that said, we've come to the end of the video. So I wish you the very best of luck for the cohort 2023. If you're going into the PSLE English oral exam, I wish you good luck. There's still some time left, so hopefully you find some of the tips useful and take action. All right, so for those who are serious about improving their English and wish to sign up for actual face-to-face lessons, please visit our website englishttution.org for more details. And also for those who are watching this video but you know somebody who is taking the O-levels exam, and the O-levels exam online course is now available, and you can check out the details on the website as well. So once again, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye bye.